shot you in the eye with a revolver, you wouldn't be talking to me right now.
How do you know?
It was most likely you'd be dead.
This man right here is Ryan Waller. For those who didn't know, back in 2006, this man actually got shot in the eye with a revolver. And you might be asking yourself, how would he get shot in the eye with a revolver and survive? Well, that's the crazy thing. So that's exactly what we're going to be looking at in this video today, is how did this happen to him and how did he survive it? Like, could you imagine getting shot in the eye? Would you survive that? Oh, that'd be tragic. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. Today we're talking about the guy that got shot in the brain and is fully conscious. He can talk, he can see, he can recall memory, kinda. But today's case is shocking, mysterious, and strange.
You're right. I've already heard the story. I can't believe it.
Before we start this video, would you consider yourself a good lie detector? Do you believe that you can tell the difference when someone is telling the truth from when they're telling a lie? If this is you, then when you watch this video, please use that ability to tell if this suspect is lying and trying to manipulate the detective, or if something is just off. On Christmas Day 2006 in Arizona, families of 21-year-old Heather Quan and her 18-year-old boyfriend Ryan Waller knew something was wrong with the couple. On the 23rd, 21-year-old Heather Quan went over to Ryan's house 2 days before Christmas to watch movies and eat some pizza, just like what normal couples would do. And since Christmas was only in 2 days, the family of Ryan would usually invite him and his girlfriend over for Christmas dinner. So when the 25th of December rolled around, Ryan was nowhere to be seen. Ryan's family started to think, Ryan isn't like this. He usually tells the family if he's not coming, and he has never missed any of their Christmas events. So none of the family members actually heard from Ryan or his girlfriend from the 23rd all the way till Christmas. And during the Christmas event, his dad was calling him, his mom was also calling him, and there was no response. So then they would pick up the phone and call the police just to get a wellness check on them.
I told him, don't forget Christmas dinner, Christmas night, and everything was fine. I didn't talk to him on the 24th, but on the 25th is when I tried to call him for dinner, so.
December 26, 4:30 a.m. On December 26, around 4:30 in the morning, the police would come to Ryan's house and you will not believe what they found. On the couch, they found Heather's body with a gunshot wound to her head. But what mostly concerned the cops is the fact that Ryan was fully conscious and fully aware, and he was even talking to the cops. The police would describe that he was acting strange and consistently contradicting himself. So now the police are in the house. They see a dead body on this guy's couch while he's fully conscious and talking. He's just acting slightly strange. The police detained him and then just put him in the back of their cruiser. After a couple more minutes passed, they would then decide to take Ryan in to investigate him. As you can see, Ryan is kind of beat up and is in horrible shape. As we continue with this clip, you can kind of see he starts moaning and he starts playing with his handcuffs. None of the cops actually even placed him in the handcuffs. He was the one to place the handcuffs on himself. And then he would periodically rest his head on the table. Keep in mind that this is about 5 a.m.
All right, I'm Detective Dalton. Okay. Last name is Waller, W-A-L-L-E-R. Yeah. You know why you're down here, Ryan? You have no idea why you're down here? Okay. Ryan, I'm gonna read you something so you could understand because I don't know what happened. Okay.
Looking at Ryan's face, the police aren't really sure what to make of what happened to him. They had the belief that there might have been a physical altercation between him and his girlfriend, and maybe the black eye came from his girlfriend, fighting him back. Or maybe someone broke into the house, punched him in the face, and then shot his girlfriend. Or maybe Ryan was unstable and he caused harm to himself. They don't really know what happened to Ryan. But in this upcoming clip, look at how strange and fidgety Ryan starts to act.
To make sure you understand your rights, okay? Basically, I'm going to read you. You've seen Cops before, right? Ever seen that TV show Cops or CSI or anything like that?
Okay.
You ever seen that?
No.
You've never seen any kind of cop show? Lawyer show? Any kind of show?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to listen up real close now. Okay, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can't be used against you in a court of law.
And this is where it starts to get even weirder. The detective would ask him a simple question, and look at his response.
What's the highest grade you went through school?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know the highest grade you went through?
Eighth?
Eighth grade? Did you graduate?
Yeah.
Do you have a GED?
I don't know.
You don't know what?
I don't know. I don't know. I just want to go home.
Oh, you're not going to go home right now.
So what?
What's the highest grade that you completed?
B?
No. Not grade, as in letter grade. I'm asking, did you graduate high school?
No.
Okay, so now the detective is confused. He's trying to think, is Ryan lying? Is he just so shocked at what happened that he can't recall memory? The detective has no idea what's going on with Ryan.
Do you have a girlfriend? No? You know a girl named Heather?
Mm-hmm.
You know Heather's last name?
Mm-hmm.
What is Heather's last name?
The one that lives there right now?
I guess, I don't know. If her name's Heather, what's her last name?
I don't know which name she's trying to use as her last one. She's trying to have a real last as her nickname, so I don't know.
What nickname does she go by?
She probably wants the last name, Kyman.
Kyman? How would you spell that? With a K or a C?
K?
Keep going.
I don't know.
Now Ryan's acting like he doesn't even know Heather that well. Reminder, this is his girlfriend. He even told them a different last name. He was saying something about her having all types of nicknames. And what I'm trying to figure out is, why is he speaking about her so nonchalantly when he was the last person to see her? And she was just found dead inside his apartment.
How old is Heather?
16 or 17.
Is she a white girl?
Yeah.
How did you meet Heather?
I've known her since school.
Okay.
I don't know.
You just known her from school?
She used to be a business name. I don't know.
She used to do a business name.
She used to be in my book named with business name.
Oh, okay. She used to be in the class, your business class?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Things were starting to get confusing as the conversation went on. So instead of the detective using small talk to get into the conversation, he used a more direct approach here.
What happened to your face?
I don't know.
You told the officer just a few minutes ago that someone hit you. Do you remember who hit you?
I don't know. I think it was Heather.
Why would Heather hit you?
I don't know. It was an accident. I forgot why.
What was an accident?
Heather's last name?
No. What was an accident?
Heather hitting me.
What did she hit you with?
Her hand and the eye.
But now the conversation is actually going somewhere. At first it was random, but now Ryan's starting to piece things together. At first Ryan barely seemed to even register who Heather was. And now he's saying he's pretty confident that Heather was the person that hit him in the eye. But the conversation was about to take another weird turn.
Did you guys have an argument?
Not really, no.
Not really?
Uh-uh.
What happened for her to hit you in the eye like that?
She just hit me on accident. She was giving Christina a head.
She was what?
She was helping Christina with her hair or something. I don't know.
Who's Christina?
She's on the couch.
Christina's on the couch? What's Christina's last name?
I don't know.
What does she look like?
I really don't know.
You don't know?
Uh-uh. I really don't.
What color hair does she have?
Brown?
Is it long?
Just average.
How old is Christina?
20 maybe? I don't know.
So this name Christina gets dropped out of nowhere. At first, he was saying Christina was giving Heather head. Then he said Christina was helping Heather with her hair. Ryan is very confused and he's still contradicting himself. You can kind of see the detective shaking his head in some sort of disbelief. It seems like he's not really buying Ryan's story. The whole thing is hard to follow, and if someone named Christina actually was at the house, that could be a whole game changer. But everything right now is so unclear. But the detective would ask Ryan if he knows a girl named Alicia.
Do you know Alicia?
Mm-mm.
You don't know Alicia?
Mm-mm.
She lives at your house?
The detective would then ask him if he knows a guy named Eric, and Ryan would nod, but he couldn't really remember his last name.
You know a guy named Eric?
Mm-hmm.
What's Eric's last name?
He's trying to pay me back. Green something.
His last name is Green something? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Where's Eric right now?
I don't know.
Do you have his phone number?
I really don't. He doesn't have one.
Okay. Do you have Heather's phone number? You don't know?
Mm-mm.
How about Christina?
Mm-mm.
You don't have anybody's phone number?
Mm-mm.
What happened last night?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I really don't. I just want to go to sleep and go to sleep. Oh.
Well, you remembered Heather hitting you in the eye, right?
I don't remember after that because I just went to lay down and try to go to sleep.
All right.
I don't know what anybody was doing. I really don't.
Who was in the house when you went to sleep?
Christina and Heather.
Christina and Heather.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Christina was on the couch?
Heather was.
Heather was on the couch. You told me Christina was on the couch just a minute ago.
I don't know, man. I really don't. I really don't.
You just don't know?
I really don't, man.
Or you don't want to tell me?
I really don't know, man. I really don't. I just want to go and go to sleep, man.
All right, you're not going to go anywhere. You know what happened in your house last night?
Mm-mm.
Is that house yours?
Mm-hmm.
Yours or your parents'?
Mine.
You bought that house?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Why? What happened? Hmm?
I don't know what happened. You're all beat up, right? So tell me what happened.
I don't know. I just want to go to sleep, man. That's it.
Then something really strange happens.
Do you know Eric's girlfriend?
Yeah?
What's her name?
Heather?
Eric's girlfriend's Heather?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So now Ryan's saying that Heather's actually Eric's girlfriend. Now the detective is super lost at this point. But then a couple moments would go by again, and then Ryan would claim that Heather is actually his girlfriend.
You're saying that's Eric's girlfriend? Or your girlfriend?
Heather?
Yeah.
Mine.
Heather's your girlfriend. All right. Was Heather over last night?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Heather did this to you.
What?
Your eye.
Uh-uh.
Okay, who did that to you?
Alicia.
Alicia did that to you now.
Mm-hmm. I swear. I'm not even lying, I swear.
Okay. Why would Alicia do this to you?
Why? I have no idea.
Were you mad at Alicia?
No, I don't know why. I don't know why. She probably hit it on something. I don't know.
She hit what on something?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
So in these clips, it seemed like Ryan really does remember what happened the night before. I also don't think he even noticed how wildly his stories are changing, but I also get the feeling he doesn't even remember or know that Heather is even dead in the first place, which is pretty much confirmed by this next clip.
That's it.
Hey, Ryan?
Huh? Huh?
There's a dead girl in your living room.
She's dead?
Yes.
Heather?
I don't know. I want to know what happened in your house last night.
The girl on the couch is dead?
I don't know if she's on the couch. She's dead.
Okay, this is where it gets kind of twisty. I don't even think the detective expected this, but let's just keep watching to see what happens.
Well, these people came over, Richie and his dad, with shoot and arrow, bow and darts. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They hit me and her with those. That's it. And Heather wasn't there. And Eric wasn't there. It was just me and Heather.
We're more than 30 minutes into the interrogation, and now Ryan is announcing that people came to his house with darts and bows. We'll pay really close to this next part because everything just did a complete 180 in this next clip.
You and Heather were there. And then what happened?
And that's it. Richie and his dad tried to break in through the back.
Richie and Dad? His dad?
Mm-hmm.
Who's Richie?
I don't know.
Well, you obviously know him. You know his name by
He used
Richie.
to live there.
Was he a roommate of yours?
He used to be.
And they hit you and they hit you?
Yeah.
Now it's Richie that hit you, not Heather?
No, Richie and his dad.
Richie and his dad. They hit you.
Yes.
Why?
Because they're trying to get their stuff. I don't know why.
And they had some kind of bow and arrows?
Mm-hmm. They each had 2 revolvers and they didn't let off any shells.
Okay, you just said they had bow and arrows. Now they have revolvers?
That's what I meant. They had revolvers.
They have revolvers.
Yes.
And then what happened?
You can see the detective's disbelief, questioning, and confusion in this clip. First, Ryan's girlfriend accidentally hit him in the eye, and now men with revolvers broke in and shot both of them? Although it doesn't really make sense, but what Ryan says next makes this go from 0 to 100 real quick. No Drake. The next couple moments I'm about to play out is by far the most important part in this whole investigation.
And then they shot us with those.
They shot both of you?
Yeah.
Where'd they shoot you at?
I got shot in the eye.
You got shot in the eye
I think so.
with a revolver.
I think. I don't know, man. I don't know. Fuck.
Then what happened?
I don't know.
You don't know a lot, Ryan.
I don't, man. I really don't.
Did you shoot Heather?
Mm-mm.
I heard you have a lot of guns in your house.
Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm.
Well, you know we're going to look.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, why don't you tell me what really happened there? Because I don't believe.
I really don't know, man. I really don't. I don't know. I could tell you anything, I swear.
I want you to tell me the truth. That's all I want.
Richie and his dad came there. And I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why, but they put me in sleeping hold. And, like, they put me in sleeping hold with the arrows and shit. Like, I lived through that crap.
Okay, they put you in a sleeping hold?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know, man.
You're telling me they put you in a sleeping hold. What is a sleeping hold?
I don't know.
Well, explain it.
really don't know.
It's coming out of your mouth. Explain that to me. What's a sleeping hold?
I really don't know, man. I really don't. I really don't know.
Okay. You're telling me you're all over the board here, number one. You're saying bows and arrows, you're saying revolvers, and you're saying some other thing, and you're saying they shot you in the eye. Okay? They shot you with a revolver in your eye.
Yes. And that's
Is it a BB gun?
No, it was a real gun, man. It was just a
If
revolver.
they shot you in the eye with a revolver, you wouldn't be talking to me right now.
How do you know?
It was most likely you be dead.
That's what I thought too, man. I really don't know.
Okay?
I really don't know, and I just want to go back to sleep and try to go back to bed.
You're not going back to bed. Okay? That's not going to happen.
Alright, but what happened, man? What do I gotta do? Just tell me what I gotta do.
Get your feet off my chair is number one. Number two, what happened to Heather?
I don't know, man. I really don't
You're
know.
now saying Richie and his dad shot Heather.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Yes.
And they shot her with a revolver.
Yes.
And did not use any gun. They came with those guns.
Mm-mm.
And they came through the where? They were breaking
Through the
in?
back.
Through the back? By your door, or is there another door?
Through the back door.
Through the back door? Is that off the kitchen?
Mm-hmm.
And why would they come on Christmas Day?
I don't know. I really don't know. Really don't know.
Did they break in, or did you let them in?
I let them in,
And then what happened?
and they started shooting up the house.
With the gun?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then what happened?
That's it.
What happened to Heather?
Heather got shot.
Where did she get shot?
Inside the face once.
She got shot inside of the face?
Mm-hmm.
How close were you to her when she got shot in the face?
It was after I got shot, so I didn't even hear anything.
So you got shot first,
Uh-huh.
and what happened? Did you fall to the ground?
Yeah, I was trying to get up and shit, and I couldn't. I don't
Okay.
know.
And then she got shot?
Mm-hmm.
What did you do?
Nothing.
Did you call 911?
Uh-uh.
Did you see if she was alive?
She was sleeping still, and that's it. I just let her sleep.
She got shot in the side of the face, and you let her sleep?
Yes.
This does not make sense, Ryan.
I know, I didn't mean to, man. I'm sorry. I didn't know she was passing out. That's because I got shot wrong once, too, and I was gonna pass out.
Okay, this is now, not before.
I don't know.
You're saying right now you've been shot
Yes.
in the eye
Yes.
with a revolver.
Yes.
That was a lot of shocking information. But what do you think? If you were the detective in this moment, would you think he's lying, or would you be like, maybe this guy does need help? Maybe there's actually something wrong with him. Comment that down below. Let me know what you guys would do.
Ryan, you need to start telling me the truth, because your story doesn't make sense.
I'm trying, man. I don't know. Just ask me anything and I'll tell you the truth. Just ask me.
Well, I'm trying to, and you're not even coming close to the truth.
Go ahead, ask me.
What happened with you and Heather last night?
Her dad came and shot up the house.
And shot her.
Mm-hmm.
Her dad. Now, Richie is her dad?
Mm-hmm.
Or Richie's her brother?
Yeah, her dad.
Her dad shot her.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then leaves.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you do?
I tried to go back to sleep.
After you've been shot
Mm-hmm.
in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know enough to call 911.
Mm-mm.
Why did you call 911?
Because I was just trying to go to sleep. That's it.
You just saw Richie's and his dad shoot your girlfriend, and you just felt like you needed to go to sleep?
Something like that. I don't know, man. I really don't.
Ryan, look at me. Ryan,
Yes. I don't know, man. I really don't know.
why did you shoot Heather, Ryan?
I didn't shoot Heather. She was already shot once by her brother, I swear.
Richie.
Yes.
Richie shot his own sister.
Yes, I swear. That's it.
Sit down.
Not me.
And you've been shot in the eye.
Yes. That's it.
Put your feet off my table, please.
My feet hurt, man. I don't know why.
Get them off my table.
But as the detective is still confused, he actually decides to take a closer look at Ryan's wound.
Let me see your nose. Put your legs down. Put your legs down. Bring your face closer.
Oh, my head hurts.
Okay. Yeah, be right back.
So at this point, the detective would come back in with a complete different demeanor and energy about him. He kind of noticed that Ryan might not have been lying, and now he actually called in the fire department to come check him out.
Ryan,
Yes.
I got the fire department coming to take a look at it. They're going to probably take you to the hospital.
You taking me to the hospital?
Yeah, we're going to take you to the hospital.
Why?
Well, if you've seen your face and the way you're doing things, it doesn't make sense right now, okay? We're just going to make sure you're okay.
I just want to go back to bed, man.
Well, that's the problem. If you have some kind of head injury, you shouldn't be sleeping, okay? Well, sit down. There you go.
So as they're both waiting for help, Ryan would repeat his story and basically said again that he got shot once in the eyeball. And all he just wanted to do was just go to sleep.
Did you go back to bed after the shooting?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Did you and Heather have a relationship?
Not after the shooting, no.
No, not after the shooting, before the shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Other police would even enter the room and look at Ryan, and I'm pretty sure the detective even said, "Captain, you're not even going to believe this one."
I can't believe it either. You're right. I've already heard the story. I can't believe it. This is just my observations that this might be an entrance, this might be an exit, this might be into his eye. And he's acting like he has a serious head injury, which would make sense. So,
What's
you
your
guys
name?
confirm.
Ryan.
Yeah, we'll take them.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
It's
we
like-
can tell. Did that all? Has it been like that before, or just happened tonight?
like this for like a day or so.
So now the pieces are actually starting to fit together, and the police department is getting kind of worried, because that means if what Ryan is saying is true and he got shot in the eye, that basically means the police department neglected him and they held him for very lengthy times instead of getting him checked out. So this could actually affect Ryan later down the road and bring down his chances of survivability. So if he got proper medical treatment instead of waiting in the police car and going into a lengthy interrogation, there would be a higher chance of him actually surviving. Which, when all said and done, all of that time led up to 6 hours of untreated brain damage. And this is permanent brain damage.
I got at least 9:30 last night. It's like that.
No blood up top.
Yeah, there's nothing.
What's crazy is Ryan's story is actually true, and he 100% recalled it while suffering brain damage. In the last clip, you can kind of see how lightly they were treating the situation. You can see Ryan kind of gets up and just casually walks out and go to the ambulance.
Where are we going?
You gotta go to the hospital, get checked out, bro. Look like you got shot right in the face.
Oh no.
When, mind you, this guy has a bullet in his brain. Ryan got to the hospital. They announced he was in critical condition. You can see on the side of his nose where the bullet hole actually entered. And when they did the x-ray on him, they saw that the bullet went through his eye, broke his eye socket, and there was actually bone fragments also in his brain. There was also evidence that his jaw broke, and they weren't sure where that came from because he didn't get punched in the face. He only got shot in the eye. And what's crazy is they were saying the police were the ones that broke his jaw.
He had a bullet in his brain, 6 pieces of his eye socket, which was called a blowout on the eye socket, but 6 pieces of his eye socket were up in his brain. He had a fractured skull. He had a shot in the side of the head that just took part of the skull away, didn't penetrate the brain. And then he had a broken jaw. And the broken jaw, when I got to the hospital and found all his injuries, everything is done up here, but the jaw is broken down here. And I had asked the surgeon, how did his jaw get broke? And the surgeon didn't have an explanation. He just said, I have no idea, but it's not from the gunshot because everything is up here in his head. Well, in looking at the police reports, it shows that as in the police report, and when these officers made these reports, you know, they filed them when they were off their shift. So at the time these officers are filing the reports, in their mind, Ryan is the killer. So they're not trying to hold anything back. So they sort of implicate themselves because in one of the officers' reports, he says that as they go to the back door, that Ryan's at the back door and they're yelling at him, get on the ground, get on the ground. And Ryan's standing there saying, what's going on, what's going on? And the officers say that Ryan's not responding to their commands. So the officers said that they led him to the ground. Well, they don't lead anyone to the ground, they slam people to the ground. Right. So anyways, in the report it says that now Ryan is laying on the ground, his hands are underneath his waist, which also tells me if you're going to the ground and you're getting led to the ground, you're going to go like that to break your fall so your head doesn't hit the ground.
Correct. If
your hands are underneath the waist, you're going down to the ground. So now Ryan is laying on the ground, his hands are underneath his waist, and the officer is yelling, get your hands behind your back, and Ryan's not responding, just saying, what's going on? And so the officer says that I took my thumb to his left jaw, and there's a technique that they're trained to use, that there's a pressure point, that they can push a pressure point, which they can do that to make you succumb to what they're trying to get you to do. So the officer says he used this technique until his hands were brought behind his back and handcuffed, and they mentioned his left jaw. Well, Ryan says that the officer punched him in his jaw, but it goes to show you that whether he used the pressure point or he punched him, that they broke Ryan's jaw. So not only had Ryan been shot twice in the head from these guys and survived, but now he's getting punched in the face by officers and slammed to the ground while he's got serious brain damage and catastrophic damage to his brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. What Ryan's dad actually recalled about the situation from his point of view makes the situation 10 times more frustrating.
Police cars on the scene and a helicopter flying overhead, and they go into the house, and for the last 53 minutes, hour or so, I'm crying thinking that's my son's body that they see. Right. And they go into the house, and about 3 minutes later they come out with somebody in handcuffs, and I wasn't sure if it was my son because after they made us leave the front of the house, they put crime scene tape up from the house on either side of him. He's at the very end of a cul-de-sac, so we were maybe 50, 75 feet back, and I was on one side of the cul-de-sac and his mother was on the other side. And as they're bringing this person out, I could see the side of whoever's face, whoever they were bringing out, I could see there was damage to the face, and his mom that was on the other side, she said, that's Ryan. And so as they put in the police car, I tried to go into the police car, and this officer comes up and he says, don't you dare go near that car. And I'm crying, I'm saying, sir, I just want to see if my son's okay and what's going on. And he yells at me, we're doing an investigation, you stay away from that car. And I tried to take another step towards the car to go see him because I'm very upset, obviously. And the officer steps in front of me, chest bumps me, and he says, take another step, take another step. And he's taunting me, and here I'm crying. I'm a grown man, I'm crying because I worried about my son. So I step back, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to go to jail on Christmas night, and he's in the police car. So about 5 minutes later, a fire truck and an ambulance pull up, and they go into the house, and come out of the house maybe 5-10 minutes later, and they drive off, and Ryan's still sitting in the police car, and nobody looked at him. But I'm thinking, well, that's a good thing they're not taking anyone to the hospital. I don't know Heather's dead inside the house at all. I know nothing like that. But they drive off, and then I get an officer's attention, and I said, "Sir, will you please just let me see my son? I want to see if he feels okay." And he says, "Your son's fine. He just has a black eye."
You can kind of see the police handled Ryan in a very neglectful way. But when Ryan got to the hospital, they announced that he was in critical condition, which basically mean brink of death.
In the morning, the phone rings, and it's St. Joseph's Hospital telling me he's in critical condition with a bullet in his brain. So I get to the hospital, and of course, he's in bad shape, and they can't operate on him right away because he has an infection that has set in because the bullet had gone into his nose and I guess may have taken some of the sinus fluids up into his brain. So an infection started. So they couldn't operate on him right away. So they had to relieve the pressure on his brain. So they weren't able to do the brain surgery until December 28th, which is about
3 days later.
Yeah, because they had to get the infection done and give him the antibiotics.
Yeah.
His parents were waiting outside a hospital, and they had no idea if they were ever going to speak to their son ever again. But luckily, after a couple hours of surgery, Ryan would lose a part of his brain, and sadly, he would actually lose both eyes. That was actually a rumor. There was a rumor he lost both eyes, but looking back, when I went back and did my research, she actually said that Ryan kept one of his eyes. I think he kept his right eye. But some sources said that he lost both eyes, but I think he only lost one eye. And due to the severity of the placement of the bullet would actually drain down into his nasal cavity, and his nasal cavity would actually be infected. Oh my God.
They can't operate on him right away because he has an infection that has set in because the bullet had gone into his nose and I guess may have taken some of the sinus fluids up into his brain. So an infection started.
But because Ryan was somehow, even in his brain damaged state, able to recall the whole information, the attackers that shot him in the eye and killed his girlfriend Heather would actually also get arrested. Who were Richie Carver and his dad Larry? The story goes Richie was a former roommate of Ryan. They had an altercation in the past that ended up with Richie being kicked out. Some rumors say that Richie was even trying to hit on Ryan's girlfriend, but then again, those are just rumors. Either way, the two attackers tried to force themselves through the door, and in the midst of them forcing them through the door, Richie would stick his arm inside the house and landed a shot on Ryan, which hit him right in the eye. It was with a .22 caliber handgun. That explains why Ryan wasn't dead on arrival. The .22 caliber pistols usually shoot smaller bullets, which don't do as much damage as the higher caliber bullets. So if you're in the woods and you see a bear and you shoot him with a .22 caliber, best believe that bear is not gonna feel that and you're gonna get shredded. No bodybuilding. And after that, they fully entered the apartment because they thought Ryan was dead. And they would walk over to Heather, who was peacefully laying on the couch, and shoot her point blank range in the head. And they didn't really kill Heather because they had some sort of hating towards her. They viewed her as a witness and they didn't want to get arrested. So they rather just wipe out the witness than obviously risk going to prison. But little did they know that Ryan was actually still alive. They took a couple of weapons, computers, cash they had laying around, jewelry, and then they left. But where the problem came is that the authorities didn't show up when the family called for the welfare check. It took them until early in the morning the next day to show up. And it had many people questioning what was Ryan doing for those 6 hours that he was there by himself. People think he was just falling in and out of consciousness, not knowing what was going on, witnessing his own girlfriend decomposing on the couch. There was a problem with Richie's dad where his wife actually told the police that the dad was also involved because Richie's dad was just blaming all the problems on the son. And Richie was like he just took it, but the mom snitched on the dad, and I don't know, it gets deep with him, but eventually they both faced life in prison and they both got arrested. The police department would even come out and say that they didn't think he actually got shot in the eye. They just thought he was beaten, like he got beat up and just had a black eye. And while part of Ryan's brain and one of his eyes were completely missing, he was able to recover. But with this recovery and brain damage, he suffered many seizures and very, very violent seizures. And sadly, in 2016, his family announced his death from one of his many seizures, all because he didn't get treated on time. This was an interesting story. He beat the odds. It's kind of crazy thinking about how he was capable of moving and speaking and just operating in a semi-normal way with a bullet in his brain. Of course, his memory was a little bit messed up, but he eventually recalled the whole information. As soon as he heard that Heather, his girlfriend, was dead, this like sparked something in his brain that remembered the whole situation, and that gave the detective an easy go to catch his attackers. I'm also starting to sell jewelry, so if you guys want to buy some of these jewelries, see, I even got the Naruto chain, a lot of website, cool, look cool, see, you can get baguettes on your neck, you can get, see, and obviously the Naruto pendant, one of my favorite pieces, because, you know, I'm a big fan of Naruto. I like anime a lot. Known as Chew Chains. Link will be in the description. Please support this brand. I promise you these necklaces are fire. We have some really cool ones over there. The first 15 to click the link in the description will also get one of these necklaces free. You can pick which one you guys want and just get a free necklace just to check it out. So if you guys really like men's jewelry, check it out. I promise you can get some fire. You can get some fire. Looking fresh for the ladies. You already know when they see you pull up in something like this with a Naruto chain, the ladies are gonna love it. If you guys like stories like this, interrogation clips, let me know down in the description. I might make more videos like this. And thank you for watching. Please subscribe. If you guys want to know why your time speeds up as you age, click this video right here. I promise you it's a fire video. But anyways, peace out, guys, and please like, subscribe, and follow me on all social media platforms.